Number 3, name the property that the statement illustrates. Part A, if angle T is congruent to angle V, I'm going to color code it, and angle V is congruent to angle R, then angle T is also congruent to angle R. So look at your properties if you need to. Hopefully you're thinking transitive. That is the definition of transitive. All right, here JL is congruent to YZ, YZ is congruent to JL. So it looks like they changed the order. They changed the order. Which property is that, reflexive or symmetric? That is symmetric. Okay, so if you need any more time for example 3, pause the video. I'm going to keep going. All right, problem 4. Write a 2-column proof for the symmetric property of segment congruence, and I'll help you through this. Given that LM is congruent to NP, prove that NP is congruent to LM. So you're basically proving the symmetric property. You also want to make sure you draw the diagram over here and set up your statements and reasons. If you want to use S and R, that's fine. Then hopefully you're thinking, pause the video for a second, what should be your first line? Your first line. You always, always, always start with what was given. So LM is congruent to NP, your reason given. You always start with that. Okay, then we're just going to go ahead and say that they're not only congruent, they are equal. They are equal. And think about example 2. That's what was the reason? That's just the definition of congruent segments. Okay, number 3. I'm going to change the order. NP is equal to ML. Okay, so if we're changing the order, that is a symmetric property. And lastly, I'm going to end always with what they're asking me to prove. NP is congruent to LM. And what's our reason? Just like line 2, definition of congruent segments. So if you need more time, go ahead, pause the video so you can get this written down. I'm going to keep going. All right, problem 5. Prove this property of midpoints. If you know that M is the midpoint of AB, of line segment AB, prove that AB is 2 times AM, and AM is 1/2 of AB. All right, so it's giving you the given here. M is the midpoint of line segment AB. Prove 2 things. AB equals 2AM, AM equals 1/2 AB. And then draw your diagram. And since M is the midpoint, you may want to go ahead and mark those. All right, then this is our last proof. It is going to take up a little bit of space, so write small or use the back side of your paper. Give yourself some room. Statements, reasons, I'm always starting with what's given. M is midpoint, you can abbreviate, of AB. Given. All right, what else do we know? What else do we know? If M is the midpoint, I kind of marked it on the picture already, but we know that AM is congruent to MB. On your picture, I'll show you that right here. So AM is congruent to MB. How do we know that? That's pretty much your definition of a midpoint, is that it cuts it into 2 equal line segments. Okay, then just like we did in the last example, let's go ahead and say AM is not only congruent, but it's equal to MB. Okay, that's the definition, the reason definition of congruent segments. So we've seen that now 3 times. Hopefully it's looking a little familiar. And it might feel a little bit tedious, like, why do I have to do this? This is sort of like if you're a lawyer, you have to really carefully prove each part of your case step by step. So it's that type of reasoning and logic. Okay, line 4. What else do we know here? So we're trying to prove something about AB, that AB equals 2AM. So let's think about what we know about AB. So AB is the whole line segment. That is AM plus MB, right? If we add the 2 halves, we get the whole. How do we know that? What's our reason? The segment addition postulate. Okay, then let's say that AB is also equal to AM plus AM. Why can I do that? What did I do here? So instead of MB, I'm saying AM. Why can I do that? Because they are equal from line 3. That's why I can do that. So what did I do? That would be substitution. I substituted AM for MB because they are congruent and equal. Now I can go ahead and say AB equals 2AM. So instead of writing AM plus AM, I said 2AM. All I did was combine like terms. I just wrote AM plus AM as 2AM. Like x plus x, you write it as 2x. So I've proven this part. All right, now I can also prove that AB equals 1/2, oops, nope, I just wrote that wrong, sorry. Okay, now the other thing it's asking us to prove is that AM equals 1/2 AB. So AM. How can I get AM by itself? How can I get rid of that 2? Well, I can divide out a 2. Divide a 2. That would give me 1/2 AB. AB divided by the 2 is the same as 1/2. These 2's cancel, and I get AM. So how did I do that? I just divided. Division property of equality. Okay, so pause if you need more time to write your proof, to copy it. My hope for this problem is that you were able to follow along and understand each line and maybe need a little bit of assistance in coming up with them. All right, summary, short and sweet. Okay, what is a proof? So it's a logical argument, right? Why are they useful? Why do we make you study proofs? So a lot of students hate proofs, they don't like them. Why are they useful? What is a theorem? And then just briefly, it doesn't need to be a novel, briefly define and describe. So how do you set up a 2-column proof? Okay. Homework on the big ideas, it will guide you through since we're using the app, so that will also be nice as well. But you can always email me or come back on a Google Meet with questions or for more help. Have a great day.